The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Yeah, last episode went about how I expected it to, and we're moving on from one terrible set to another in Stardust Overdrive. Oh boy, I think this is going to be slightly better than Ancient Prophecy, but obviously we will have to see. 24 packs coming right up. Let's see what we get in our first set of packs here. Funny enough, I think Reptilian is actually quite a viable strategy because a lot of the Reptilian cards make the attack of monsters 0 or like have the ability to like switch stuff from defense to attack and then make the attack 0. And in Sealed Showdown, sometimes just a 2k wall is impossible to get over. So having stuff that can actually do that is quite nice. And I think that may be one of the things that we go to. In this pack, we actually pulled a few pretty useful cards here. Reptilian Skillia, I'm gonna have to figure out how to pronounce this, but 1800 on a level 4, also in the Reptilian archetype, which is useful. Toon Magician is another 1800 level 4. There's a lot of those in this set. Max Warrior being a super rare. This card's kind of neat. I think like when it attacks, it gains 400 during damage step, but then like it goes down to having half its original attack and it halves its level as well. But this is technically a 2200 on a level 4, which is pretty good. That's like technically removal. Fortune Lady Dark is also quite nice. It can actually be quite large and actually have a somewhat relevant effect depending on if we pull enough Fortune Lady stuff. And I think Reptilian Spawn just gives us some Reptilian monsters, so there are a few cards that this does synergize with, so first pack isn't looking too bad. Geminis are also quite fascinating because of Gemini Booster. This gives a Gemini monster 700 attack. There's also Gemini Spark in this set as well, which is basically removal, so if we get some Gemini monsters, we might actually see that on the table as well. Level Eater's in here, although I don't think we're going to be really playing with it. Reptilian Medusa is like a tribute monster that does like the Reptilian stuff.
My signer powers continue to come through in my pulls, and this episode I hope to be no exception. I'm really looking forward to Stardust Overdrive for a number of reasons. One of those reasons is, God, it's a gorgeous looking pack. Look at that pack art. Purple on the light blue just looks so good. Second, and probably contributing to the first, is the fact that this is a nostalgic set for me. One of my favorite things about this series is taking a look at the comments and seeing the folks who talk about the packs that were the first ones for them, the ones that they have specific memories for. And this one I have a lot of memories for because this is the pack that came out when I came back off of hiatus from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I remember going down to my local Fred Meyer and picking up packs of Stardust Overdrive. This art is iconic in my life, and I remember specifically trying to get a Stardust out of this set because I still didn't understand how packs worked, but Majestic Star Dragon, normally unplayable as it is a very important one for me, so I honestly hope to see that. The last reason I'm excited for this one is because this looks like it could be a fun set. There are a lot of cool things going on in it, and none of these strategies seem that overpowered or that tier 0, but they still have things going for them, and I'm really looking forward to seeing which one of those materializes for us. Let's get into the opening. We have Reptilian Poison, a respectable card. This card is really good against defenders specifically, and I am not sad to get it. Reptilian Gorgon is also a pretty important card in this set because the Reptilians have a bunch of utility effects around opponents having 0 attack, and losing tempo in this set isn't that game breaking because there isn't a lot to be done.
Reptilian Viper, I don't remember Viper, this allows you to take control of a face-up monster with 0 attack your opponent controls, although I'm not sure that's very good. I think we want a monster that has more attack than 0, but there is some things we could do with it potentially with the extra deck. We also have the Djinn cards in here. There is one ritual monster, which is probably like a super or an ultra, and if we pull it, it is on the table because of the fact that we have the Djinn monsters, but there is some synergistic cards that could make it worth playing. This is what I was talking about. So Gemini Spark, we all know because this was actually a competitively playable card. Herculean Power, though, is another one. It's a continuous spell that says, once per turn, if your opponent controls a monster and you control none, special summon a level 4 lower Gemini from your hand. So this allowed you to get 2 monsters on the field, essentially, if you have this. So again, a payoff for Geminis. And then we also have Attack Pheromones, another continuous spell that says, if a monster you control attacks a defense position monster, change that monster to face-up attack position at the end of the damage step if your attacking monster is Reptile. So if we have multiple monsters, one Reptile can get in, attack Pheromones triggers, puts it to attack, and then our other monster should be able to clear it if we weren't able to clear it the first time. So just some really interesting cards that we can work with.
Reparation of Rights is the super rare. There are a couple of better things that could be, but if we get Divine Grace North Wemco, I can certainly see myself running this. Catoblepas and the Witch of Fate is a great card if we get a critical mass of Fortune Ladies, which I am hoping to do. Spiderweb is an interesting field spell. I'm hoping to get 3 of this and 3 Savage Colosseum because they're an interesting way for us to swap out utility depending on whether we want Alex attacking or defending. So I do like that one. Swap Frog is a card we're probably not going to. Zero Gardna as a rare is not an exciting one to see. 0 attack points is not something you want your opponent to see on your side of the field because of the existence of the Reptilians, and specifically Reptilian Viper, which is a tuner that steals 0 attack point monsters. So I'm very much not going to be running this card. Another Reptilian Gorgon, though, is pretty good.
I did skip over this card. Savage Colosseum's a weird card that like manipulates battle positions and like destroys a ton of monsters. This may actually be one of the best removal cards in the set, frighteningly enough. Regulus is like a decent statted body. Infernity Necromancer is like a 2k defender, so it could be good, but again, with all the Reptilian stuff, I'm not actually sure how good this is. It also would have to be played with like no Infernity payoff, essentially, so there's that to consider. And we got a super rare, Fortune's Future. This allows us to draw 2 cards if we put a Fortune Lady for our banished pile back into the graveyard. If we get enough Fortune Lady cards, we could actually play this.
Fortune Lady Wind is a fantastic card. It is a walking MST. Again, I am hoping to get a critical mass of Fortune Ladies in this set. Reptilian Gorgon, that's my 3rd one. Faustian Bargain is an interesting card if we get Dark Rabbits, which we'll see. Hopefully I don't get Dark Rabbits, but if we get 3 of them, Faustian Bargain is a good backup plan for them. Reptilian Spawn is also a great card for Monarchs, of which there are a few in this set. Djinn Presider of Rituals is pretty good just because it's an 1800 attacker with 1400 defense. And am I being trolled? A spider token in the comment section. That could have been any number of things that would have been great, but we'll work with it, I guess.
Oshellion's an interesting little card because this actually allows us to search for some of the Reptilian cards. So if we went down that route, we would probably play this. Energy Bravery is another Gemini payoff that allows Gemini monsters, I believe, not to be destroyed by card effects. A Point of the Red Lotus is good and competitive, but I don't think we're going to play it in sealed. But just a wide variety of different cards that are playable this time around. I actually think this will be more promising than Ancient Prophecy.
Black Brute Drago. That's a weird one. It depends on the tuner lineup that we get access to. I'm noticing that this requires a Gemini monster, which is a little awkward considering Tuned Magician is the only Gemini I think we're going to get access to, and that's probably our level 4 tuner as well. I'm not going to complain about getting a Synchro, but this is an interesting one. Also, our 2nd Fortune Lady Wind. If we see a critical mass of Fortune Ladies, there are a few really powerful support cards that we may also see going along with them. Reptilian Medusa, also an extremely solid card, probably the best card in the set. Stardust Xiaolong is an interesting rare, and it's mostly an interesting rare if we pull a Majestic Star Dragon. And if we pull a Majestic Star Dragon, you bet your bottom dollar we are going to be trying to make it another spider token in the comment section. There are so many good cards this could be. Oh well, Tuned Magician is great to see though. It's got great attack, great defense, and can become a tuner. A Shine Palace is an interesting one. I'm not sure what our light monster lineup looks like, but this card is very strong if we have any of those. I'll certainly be looking out for more copies of this one. A Reptilian Scylla is very good. I am hoping to see 3 of this card. Both an 1800 attacker, which is our best type of normal summon we'll have access to most likely, and is basically a Goyo Guardian for 0 attack point monsters.
Speaking of which, there's Quakimeru Beetle. This is actually part of the Quakimeru strategy you could go down if you get enough of the Quakimeru cards. This is a super, though. I don't know what the rarities of the other ones are, but a lot of them are 1900, which is quite high. So if you get lucky enough, you could actually get a core of these, no pun intended, and you actually would be able to have like the bigger sized beaters in the set. But I'm looking for the Reptilian stuff. Another Medusa, another attack Pheromones. That looks pretty good.
Fortune Lady Dark is a great one. If it is special summoned, we get more Fortune Ladies, which is sick. There are a number of ways of special summoning Fortune Ladies in this set, and it's just a 2000 attack monster that gets bigger every single turn. Molting Escape is also great for our Reptilian monsters, especially for Reptilian Scylla. Another zero Gardna is not great. Metabose Shark is an 1800 attacker, which is fine. Infernity Necromancer is cool because it's a 2000 defender, but if it gets flipped face up, it is absolutely going to be stolen by Reptilian Viper. Rinian the Lightsworn Rogue is not the ideal rare, but it's made up for in the common Reptilian Medusa. Always glad to see this card. Another Catoplopas, again, this is not ideal without the Fortune Ladies to go along with it, but we are hoping for more of those, and it's an 1800 attacker, which, you know, isn't terrible. Negaton Core Panel, not the rare we're looking for because of the amount of commitment to the field it requires. I don't expect us to have Quakimeru monsters on the field very often, and so this probably isn't going to be as cool as I want it to be. Level Eater and Quick Draw Synchron are in this set, which is unfortunate because there are no synchros to go with them, but they could be things for tribute fodder if we get that. Pack number 14, another Rinian the Lightsworn Rogue. They really just sandbagging us on this one. Woodland Archer is kind of cool if we have a critical mass of Geminis, but I don't think we're going to get that high. Reptilian Spawn, though, glad to see. Pack number 15, another Negaton panel in the rare slot. Not an ideal card for us to be seeing, but another Quakimeru Sea Panther. Again, if we get some water monsters into the mix, this card could be pretty good, and is a Quakimeru for some of these support cards.
Reptilian Gorgon's another one. This card says if it attacks a monster after damage count, the attack of that monster becomes 0 and it cannot change its battle position. So if Robert has something that is an attack position that we can't clear, we can send Gorgon in first and then attack with our other monster. So this doesn't necessarily modify battle positions, but it is in a way sort of removal. These Reptilian cards are looking more and more promising.
Pack number 16, a third Fortune Lady win. Damn, Alex is not going to get any back row, is he? Another Reptilian Scylla, though, is very, very important, and a third Reptilian Medusa. I think that's our third. Very good card. All right, we've got about a third of our packs left. I'd like to see some of the payoffs for the Fortune Lady strategy. I've got a Dark and 3 wins, which is not terrible, but I would like to also see some Earths to go along with it, and maybe some Bombs to go alongside all of those. Perhaps a Majestic Star Dragon? Let's see. Next pack, Gemini Scorpion is an okay card with the Gemini strat. Pack number 18, a Jin Presider of Rituals. I do like to see those just because it's a normal summonable with quite a bit of attack and defense.
Gemini Scorpion's another payoff for the Gemini strat. It is a rare, though, but it allows you to special summon a Gemini from your hand. Quick Draw Synchron's also in the set, so if we get some Synchros, we could actually play this, too. Seal of Wickedness is actually an interesting continuous trap because once returned to your opponent's standby phase, select a face-up card on the field. The selected card's effects is negated during that turn. We have to pay 500 life points or destroy this card each turn, but in all fairness, this is a way to bypass some weird effects on some cards. At the very least, we might side deck this.
Pack number 19, a Stardust Xiaolong. Again, good if we are going to get those Majestic Stars, but we've got 5 packs left, and I'm not sure if we're going to get there. Pack number 20, there it is, the Majestic Star Dragon. Okay, so this gives us access to a vanilla Stardust and a vanilla Majestic Dragon, although Majestic Dragon is basically a vanilla as is. What would we do with that? I mean, certainly summoning Majestic Star Dragon in and of itself is very, very strong, but it gives us access to a free 2500 beater in Stardust. That could be good enough on its own.
And the Reptilian cards keep coming. This one's a rare, though. Reptilian Poison. This one's quite good. Activate only if you control face-up Reptilian monster. Change a defense position monster your opponent controls to a face-up attack and reduce its attack to 0. Again, that's like basically removal in this format, so we'll take it. We're getting so many super rares. That's another one. Preparation of Rites. That'd be great if we actually pulled the ritual monster, but we have not done so yet. Add another one, Majestic Dragon. We're probably not going to play this because, I mean, we don't even have any of the synchros yet, but that'd be really sick if we could.
Next pack, Archlord Krystia. In the secret rare slot, $1,000 for the first ad. Wow. That's a strong card. Holy, if we can tribute summon Archlord Krystia, we are going to be in such phenomenally good shape. This card is probably the best thing we could have possibly pulled. Wow, Archlord Krystia and Majestic Star Dragon. This is nuts. Pack number 22, Dark Rabbit. Basically a blank in the rare slot, although it does have synergy with Faustian Bargain, which we may be leaning into. A third Kawakimeru Sea Panther, however, is something to consider in this set. We got 2 packs left. We've gotten some crazy things in the latter third of this pack. Can we close it out with something even crazier somehow? Lord British Space Fighter is not that. If we are going into monsters with very little attack, then we may use it. It's unlikely though. Pack number 24, closing out with a Gemini Scorpion. Okay, not really sure what we're going to do with this, but it's going to be something, and oh boy am I very excited about a couple of those cards that we got in the close. Let's get into deck building.
And there is an ultra rare, one of the Earthbound Immortals. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this one's name because I guarantee you I will mess it up. So this is fascinating because we do need to have field spells in order for this actually to remain on the field, but your opponent's monsters cannot target it for attacks. It can attack directly, and if it's normal summoned, target 1 to 3 cards you control, but not more than your opponent has in their hand. Shuffle them into the deck, then discard the same number of random cards from your opponent's hand, as many as possible, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each card discarded by this effect. So this is technically a bomb, but it does have some stipulations because we do need field spells in order to keep these guys around. I think the other ones are a little bit better, but this is still something to consider for sure. All right, you guys, only a few packs left of Stardust Overdrive. Lots of cards I'm excited to actually mess around with, and wow, maybe that's the best synchro in the entire set, Reptilian Hydra. And the reason I say that is because we're already probably going to be playing the Reptilians anyway, so now that we have access to this sort of changes things. It needs a Reptilian tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. When it's synchro summon, destroy all face-up monster with 0 attack that your opponent controls, and draw a card for each monster destroyed. 2,100 attack, not the biggest, but it can beat out any normal summon for the most part. It obviously can still get attack lowered as well, but in all fairness, I think that is a fantastic card to have in our extra deck. And let's see what we get in our last pack here. I would like another one of those. Another Max Warrior. Honestly, I will take it because that is technically removal in my eyes. I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of fun to see what we put together for this episode. Let's get to deck building.
This might be just the jankiest thing I have yet to play in Sealed Showdown. Look at this deck. I don't know what I'm doing, folks. That's a lie. What I'm doing is really hoping that I get to summon Majestic Star Dragon. Will it almost certainly lose me the game because of the existence of Reptilian Medusa? Probably, but would it be the sickest thing that's ever happened? Absolutely. That being said, I also have Archlord Krystia. This card's pretty good, I hear. In fact, it's so good because it negates the ability to use Reptilian Spawn. If I can clear Alex's board, there's going to be very little opportunity for him to get back into the game. Let's hope I can stick it. Next, we have 3 Reptilian Medusa. This card is just the best monster in the set because you can just discard a card and blank out a monster that's on the field. We have 3 Kawakimeru Sea Panther. Got a lot of water monsters in here, so I figure a 1900 would at least be a removal spell. Seems pretty decent. We have 2 Jin Presider of Rituals. This is one of our stronger 1800s of our many 1800s. We've got 3 Tuned Magician, the absolute strongest of our 1800s, and it is a tuner and it is a Gemini, which is important for summoning Black Brute Drago. It's also important for summoning Stardust, and it has synergy with Gemini Booster, which I think is a cute damage step trick. We've got 1 Metabo Shark. It's an 1800 and it's also a water. We've got triple Reptilian Scylla, the most important 1800 because of its ability to steal 0 attack point monsters, of which I expect there to be many. We've got 3 Reptilian Gorgon. This one's a little bit suspect, but it's a way for us to basically guarantee our ability to clear a monster on the board. We don't really have much else better to run, so just having this in rotation seems pretty good. Next, we have 1 Fortune Lady Dark. This card is an okay tribute summon. It's only got 2,000 attack. However, if you can use it to run over a monster, you can bring back one of my 2 Fortune Lady Winds. This is an extremely powerful card because it's a walking MST. It can be less powerful, admittedly, because the spell traps in this set are less good. However, there's one card that I only got 1 of, which is going to be game determinative, which is Molting Escape. Molting Escape basically makes your reptile monsters invincible at least once per turn, and it gives them extra attack. I think Fortune Lady Wind is going to be crucial in getting rid of this card, which I expect Alex to have 3 of because it's a common. Never not salty about my common luck. Next, we have 00 Shellion. It's a water monster, and it also gets us to Reptilian Viper. Reptilian Viper not only has the potential to steal things like Infernity Necromancer, but is going to be our main way into Stardust Dragon. Reptilian Viper plus a 4 plus a Reptilian spawn is big enough for an 8. And if that 4 is a tuned magician, we still can't summon Black Brute Drago because the other materials all have to be Gemini monsters. Black Brute Dragon is a terrible card. Let's move on to the Majestic Dragon. If we get this card, I am absolutely going to be playing the Stardust Dragon to go for the Majestic Star Dragon. I'm going to be angling hard into that, and it helps that this is searchable. Next, we have 2 Catopla Boss and the Witch of Fate. This is kind of a last-ditch thing for me to send it. It's an 1800. It's got 0 defense, though, which is a little bit suspect under Spiderweb. Next, we have 2 Infernity Necromancer, another card that's a little bit suspect given the card pool. I don't expect Alex to be doing much with Reptilian Viper unless he expects us to be on Infernity Necromancer. I'm not going to be playing that game if at all possible, though. As long as he doesn't go for a Reptilian Poison right off the bat as soon as I summon a Necromancer or set a Necromancer in face-down defense position, then he's going to have to use up a battle phase before he can steal this card, so I'm not that worried about it. We'll see if that becomes a problem. Next, we have 1 Molting Escape, 1 Reptilian Poison to deal with face-down monsters, triple Reptilian Spawn to guarantee our ability to Tribute Summon, and also our way into Majestic Star Dragon, because it provides us a level 1 in order to synchro with. 2 Spiderweb is a way for us to control the field once we have established our board. Archlord Krystia has 2300 defense. Just keeping that in mind for a second. Next, we have triple Gemini Booster. This card seems really silly, but it is a damage step trick. You can stack it if you really want to, and that's good enough for me. Makes a Tuned Magician 2500. Our side deck is mostly for modulating what we already have. I have one really silly strat for getting Majestic Star Dragon, which is Wolf in Sheep's Clothing plus Dark Spider. If Wolf into Sheep's Clothing, into Dark Spider, then you get 2 level 3s because Dark Spider will increase its level by 2 when you summon it, which makes it a 3. Then you've got 2 3s. You've got a 2 in Reptilian Viper. That lets you go into a Stardust with 2 cards, which seems pretty decent. It's really silly because of the inconsistency problems with Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, but I figured we'd have it in there for silliness' sake. 1 more Infernity Necromancer to modulate our defensive ability. 1 more Reptilian Viper in case the synchros become really powerful. 2 Solitaire Magician, which combos really well with our Fortune Ladies, and 1 more Fortune Lady Wind depending on Alex's spell trap lineup, and 2 Time Passage, which is just a powerful battle trick for our Fortune Ladies, and then finally 2 Gemini Spark. I'm running Gemini Booster in the main deck instead of Gemini Spark because Gemini Spark interacts the same amount with Tuned Magician, but it keeps the field presence that we have on the board, and I think at 2500 attack point, Tuned Magician is probably going to be more important than a destruction and a draw. That's the deck. This one's a little suspect. Let's hope we draw that Krystia.
Damn, this actually kind of rocks. I like what I see. I don't think I would ever be saying that about a Reptilian Fortune Lady Gemini deck, but by sealed Showdown standards, this deck kind of fucks. So let's go ahead and do the card by card. So we're going to start with our little Fortune Lady package here. So we have 2 Fortune Lady Dark and a Fortune Lady Earth. Now, the reason I'm playing these is because these are actually quite large by the set standards because they can be 2000 attack or 2400 attack respectively. When Dark destroys a monster by battle and sends it to grave, we can actually special summon a Fortune Lady from grave. So that means we could get one of these back. And Earth is just 2400. And keep in mind, these are constantly getting bigger during each of our standby phases as well. So if Robert doesn't have an immediate answer, these become more and more problematic for him to deal with. We're also playing the 2 Max Warriors that we pulled because this is sort of removal. This thing goes up to 2200, even though it goes down after that. That's perfectly fine if we clear a large threat. I am playing the 2 Quick Draw Synchron, and the reason for this is because I'm playing in the neighborhood of like 6 to 7 tribute monsters because I think that's the name of the game. I'm just using Quick Draw solely as a monster to get to the field that I can just sack for a tribute monster, and that's it. Then we get to the Reptilians, and wow, for Sealed Showdown, these cards are actually kind of cracked. So Reptilian Gorgon, if it attacks a monster after damage calc, the attack of the monster becomes 0 and it cannot change its battle position. Then Reptilian Medusa, which is a 2200 tribute, reads, send one card from your hand to the grave and select a face-up monster your opponent controls. The attack of that selected monster becomes 0 and it cannot change its battle position. Reptilian Scylla is another one that says if it destroys a monster with 0 attack by battle, you can special summon that monster from the graveyard to your side of the field and face-up defense position. So it's basically a mini Goyo Guardian. And then we have Reptilian Viper, which on normal summon can select and take control of a face-up monster with 0 attack our opponent controls. Also, if that monster is level 4, we can then use this to sync into our Reptilian Hydra, so we have something to convert that monster into. The Reptilians are crazy. Being able to modulate the attacks like this, and for some of the spell support cards we have access to as well, these are nuts. And then we're playing the only Gemini in the set that we pulled, because there is another one, but I think it's an Ultra, Tuned Magician. This is just an 1800 that its Gemini effect, it can become a tuner. That's irrelevant. We don't care. We just want it because it's a Gemini and it's big. And that's it for the monsters. Then for the spells, holy crap. So Attack Pheromones is a Reptilian specific continuous spell that says if a monster you control attacks a defense position monster, change that monster to face up attack at the end of the damage step if your attacking monster is reptile. So this means the monster will then go to attack, possibly have its attack sync to 0, and then you're able to get over it with anything else. 2 Gemini Spark to pair with our Gemini monsters, because this is the only good removal we have in the entire set. 2 copies of Molting Escape, a reptile specific equip spell that says once per turn, if an equipped monster will be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. The equipped monster gains 300 attack at the end of the damage step each time this effect is applied. So fantastic for what we're trying to do. It allows us to have our monsters survive battle. It makes some of our monsters bigger and allows us to win combat. Great card. I only pulled 2 of it though. Otherwise I would have played 3. Then we have Reptilian Poison, which activate only if you control face-up Reptilian. Change one defense position monster your opponent controls to face-up attack and reduce its attack to 0. So this isn't exactly removal, but it's the next best thing. And then we have a weird one, Reptilian Spawn. This, we banish a Reptilian monster from grave, special summon 2 tokens. Now you might be wondering what the hell we do with those tokens. Well, we can just sack for any of our like 7 tribute monsters and just have a easy way to get to those to be able to take back the board. That does it for the spells. Then the traps, we have 3 Gemini Booster, which gives a Gemini monster 700 attack, putting our Toon Magician to 25. And honestly, that's good enough for me. And then 3 Limit Impulse, which is essentially another copy of Reptilian Spawn. It requires us to send 2 cards from hand to grave, which in all honesty, that's fine, because as long as we can stick a big card with this, because we can use these for a tribute summon, that's all I'm looking to do. So I just want to have ways to get big monsters on the field, and hopefully we take over the game that way. That does it for the main deck. Then for the side, Jin, Presider of Rituals, is just an 1800. Energy Bravery is just a 1700. Fortune Lady Water and Wind sort of make up a little Fortune Lady engine, especially paired with Solitaire Magician, because this is actually removal. Once per turn, you can select a face-up Fortune Lady, reduce its level by 3, and destroy the other targeted monster when you initially activated this effect. The problem is, there isn't really ways to protect the Fortune Lady, so as a result of that, I'm not really keen on this strategy, but it is something we could do if we absolutely need more removal. I have 3 Necromancer on the side. This is a 2k defender, but there's a lot of ways that this can go wrong. This can get shifted to attack very easily because of the Reptilians, and also it can just be immediately stolen with the Reptilian Viper. So I'm not sure how good this actually is, but it's in the side in case I identify it's actually quite useful. Savage Coliseum may be the best removal in the whole set, but it is pretty iffy at the same time, so I'm not super convinced on this, but I have it in the sideboard just in case, as well as Seal of Wickedness to be able to negate card effects. But again, paying 500 every turn, not sure if we're able to close a game out quick enough for this card to be worth it. And then we also have the Reptilian Hydra as our 1 synchro, which this card is nuts. When it's synchro summon, destroy as many monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack as possible, and if you do, draw a card for each monster destroyed. We have so many ways to sync monsters attack to 0 that will not be a problem, and hopefully we get to resolve this at least once. So I'm really excited. I think this might be one of the best episodes of Shield Showdown ever, and I can't wait to see what Robert brought to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Robert, holy shit. I looked at my deck when I finished building and I thought to myself, this episode's gonna be fucking crazy. I'm so excited for this.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you came up with, because I feel like deck is super awkward, but
Really?
it's super janky, and I have
Okay.
the opportunity to do a couple of crazy things. So even if I lose, there's a possibility that I can fulfill the true purpose of my deck.
Let me clarify. My deck is awkward and it's janky, but like in a very good way. I feel like compared to some of the other sets we've played in the past, there's a lot of cards that lend themselves more to sealed than in other sets. And I think when we get a set like that, we really need to like take it in for all it's worth, because after like GX, like good lord, we really need to appreciate where the credit is due. So
That's true.
Shout out to patron Ford Fanatic 1993. Thank you for the support, and God help me, I need to go first.
All right.
Yeah!
Ah, damn it.
We did
Okay.
it.
All
Let's
right.
let the win streak continue, buddy. I'm going first. I am not liking the fact you have 3 cards in your extra deck, but I don't care.
Don't
We
worry
need 'em.
about it, buddy.
We don't need them. All right, we'll draw. Best of luck, sir. Main phase 1. This is already interesting. Okay, I'm going to normal summon Tuned Magician.
Okay.
And I'm going to set 2 cards in the back row, and I'm going to pass it to you.
Okay, draw for turn. Okay, I know what one of those things could be, and if it is that thing, there's legitimately nothing I can do.
What are you worried
it.
about, buddy? What are you worried about?
Let's see. Is there a good way for me to play around that, though?
Also, what the fuck is on Tuned Magician's head? It looks like an ice cream cone, or like
It
a stalk
really
of
is an
corn.
ice cream cone. At first I always thought that it was a waffle cone, right? But the rest of Tuned Magician is shaped like a lily, right?
Right.
Like a flower.
Right.
So it's like it's the little center bit of the flower, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm the comments know everything, so I'm sure they'll clarify for us.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully the comments know how fucked I am.
They're about to. The best part is that even if I don't have in my back row what you think I have in my back row, then this is just the best way to bluff that I have the card you're thinking of.
Okay, I think I have to try for it. We're going to normal summon Jin, Presider of Rituals. Okay, if you have the thing, I'm fucked, so let's go for it.
I have the thing, buddy.
Oh, that is so much better than the thing I thought it could have been.
Yeah, you thought it was the
Enjoy
trap.
your draw.
You thought it was the
I so
trap.
thought it was
Yeah.
the trap. This is way better than
Yeah,
the trap.
we'll
Main
take 'em.
phase 2, I'm going to activate Spiderweb and pass.
Oh, great. All right, that's a pretty good card. We'll draw main phase 1. So every time a monster declares attack, it goes to defense at the end of the damage step. Okay.
Correct.
And it cannot change its battle position until the end phase of its... So it's basically it turns everything into Goblin Attack Force.
True.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify how that works. So this puts us in an interesting situation. So there exists a world where I could just get a free shot in, but then whatever I have goes to defense, and that's quite annoying. There's another world. I do something else. I'm down. Let's try it. I'm going to normal summon
Okay.
Reptilian Scylla.
Interesting,
Skyla, I do
okay.
not know how to pronounce this card's name. And we will equip it with Molting Escape.
Ooh, that's cute. Yeah,
Puts
fine.
it to 2100, and we will. I'm sorry, it does not put it to 2100. It's only.
I will
when
take
the effect
1800.
exists. You'll take 18. End of the battle phase, this will go to defense.
All right.
And then second main, I will just pass.
Draw for turn. That's so funny that that's the draw.
So this plays interesting against Spiderweb, right? Because it makes my Scylla a lot harder to kill.
Sure. I'm in trouble anyway. Let's normal summon Oshelion.
Okay, sure.
And we're going to pass because I ain't giving you free attack points.
Makes sense. We'll draw then. We'll
Okay.
go to main. So my Scylla cannot go back to attack until my next turn. I'm going to go for it. Let's see what happens. I'm going
Okay.
to activate Limit Impulse.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm going to pitch Reptilian Gorgon and Reptilian Viper and get 2 soul
Ooh.
tokens.
Okay.
I am going to sack one of those tokens for Fortune Lady Dark.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's fine.
So she is currently level 5 and has 2,000 attack, 400 per level, and we're going to get over the Oshelion here.
Okay, I will lose the Oshelion as well as 600 life points. I will declare Oshelion.
Okay.
Let's go for a Reptilian Viper.
Makes sense to me. Second main, I've got a back row for you, and I will throw it back.
Draw for turn. Oh, the best draw in my deck, Alex. It's so good.
That sounded very facetious.
Sarcasm. It was.
So now this gives you 2 gigantic problems to deal with, right? You have the Scylla, whatever the fuck this is, that like can't be killed once a turn. And then you also have the Fortune Lady, which is just going to get bigger every single turn.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute. I dig it. Okay. We are going to normal summon Reptilian Viper, and I'll take control of your token.
Because it's 0? That's quite funny. Okay, sure.
And then I am going to activate Reptilian Poison, targeting your Scylla.
Okay, so it has 0 attack.
Correct. And then zeros crash and do battle damage in this time, or that the zeros crash with each other in this time period, right?
We can check because I never remember this.
I can never remember this one. Okay.
Someone said 10 years ago on Reddit, so that would be 2012, that neither is destroyed.
Then in that case, I think what I will do is go to battle phase.
Okay.
And I'll attack with Viper into Scylla.
Okay.
Neither has any attack, and so my Viper will just go to defense. And then I will pass the turn to you.
Okay. So I'll draw. Standby, my lady goes to a level 6. And we'll go to main 1. So my Scylla is just sitting at 0, because this is permanent, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, I think I have to go for it. Okay.
Let's see it. I gotta say, by the way, Reptilian Viper triggering on normal summon is the stupidest nombo with Reptilian Poison ever. I would have been in such good shape if I could have stolen like a Scylla here.
Yeah. It would have been a lot better for you for sure. Okay. Here's why I'm excited. I'm going to normal summon another Scylla.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
What are you worried about, buddy? What are you worried about, buddy? Don't worry.
All right.
I'm gonna take your Viper. I'm gonna take your Viper.
Okay. Yeah, it is all you. And I saw Vipers in your deck. Now, there's a reason why Viper is in my deck, but I can guess the reason that Viper is in your deck, and I am not a fan of it.
What are you talking about, buddy? What are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna move some cards around here, and we're just gonna bring out Hydra. That's all.
Oh God! And it destroys all monsters with 20.
Yep.
Oh God. Okay.
And we get to draw a card. As much as I would have loved to draw on 2, sadly, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Yeah, just one bad thing after another for you, huh? That's
yeah,
it for
no
my
joke.
turn. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. That is not the card that gets me out of this.
Next turn, you're gonna have to deal with a 2,800 attack Fortune Lady Dark going to attack mode.
Yeah, and that might actually kill me. So main 1, I am going to set a monster, and I am going to pass my turn.
We'll draw. That is not bad. We have our own Reptilian Poison, buddy.
I am going to admit defeat.
Not even gonna show the set. Oh my God.
Oh, that was so bad. Oh boy, Alex, let me tell you, my time-honored tradition of opening game 1 with every brick in my deck is just truly sticking with me. It's
sounds like a skill issue, buddy. That's what it sounds like to me.
Very much a skill issue. Let's go first and see if that helps me out at all.
To be fair, I feel like my hand was pretty cracked that game. So
this is a
hopefully it's a little bit
hand
better
as well.
this time.
Draw for turn.
I think you cursed me. I just have the you problem now. Let's hope that we can change things. Best of luck.
Best of luck to you as well. We start by normal summoning our Reptilian Scylla. And then I'm just going to pass turn with that on the board. Beat my 1800 beat stick.
We'll try. I don't know how well that's exactly going to go. I think I'm going to set 2 cards and pass.
Okay, draw for turn. That's a pretty good one. Let's normal summon out an interesting one. I'm going to summon Reptilian Gorgon.
Okay, sure.
Let's go to battle phase. I'm going to attack directly.
14 and 18.
Yep. Main phase 2, I'm going to set a card, I think. Nah. All right, your go.
We'll draw. Not what I wanted to see, but we'll make the best of it. Energy Bravery.
Incredible.
Hit over Reptilian Gorgon.
Okay, I will take 300.
And I will pass the turn.
I will draw for turn. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, let's try for this. I am going to normal summon my second Reptilian Gorgon.
Ooh, okay. I think I see where this is going. Yeah.
I'm going to crash my Reptilian Gorgon into Energy Bravery.
She'll take 3. My guy goes to 0, and then Scylla can take it.
And that is the plan.
So I will take 18 from that exchange. I believe you get him in defense position.
Yes,
it is basically Goyo Guardian.
Actually just Goyo Guardian. And with that, I am going to pass the turn to you.
It does negate effects, so it is not exactly Goyo Guardian. Goyo Guardian does not negate attacks. That's a big difference.
True.
We will go main phase 1. I guess that technically solves my problem, but not really. So this thing's back to its regular stats, which is kind of frustrating.
True.
Okay. Not much we can do about that. I guess I need to just start clearing stuff. So I'm going to run out Max Warrior.
Holy shit, this card is pretty good.
It's not bad in this exact instance, but it's not great either. So we're going to hit you for 4 here.
I will take 400.
And then until my next standby phase, I am halved, sadly. Not the best. We'll just pass.
Draw for turn. Main 1. That's an interesting draw. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Holy shit, that's so good, actually.
Oh,
okay,
God.
Alex, are you ready for the
no.
spice?
No, I'm not.
All right, we're going to start off. Oh, that doesn't work the way I want it to.
Oh, thank God.
That makes me actually pretty sad. So its attack is at 900 right now. Okay, why does this card have to be worded this way? Just to make my life difficult is the answer.
That sounds like the correct answer.
Could I just have game here? Hold up.
I'm only on 3,000. It's pretty likely.
That's got half attack. Half attack is 900.
You have guaranteed 800 just with my own energy bravery. Can you do 2,200?
Unfortunately, not quite. I am going to start by normal summoning a Fortune Lady Wind here.
Okay, so she is 900.
And I will declare her effect, and I'll target one of your back row.
It is attack Pheromones. That would require me to have a reptile monster.
Interesting. Okay, and we will switch Energy Bravery to attack.
Okay.
Go to battle phase, and I'll attack into Max Warrior.
Okay, so I take 8. And then I'll take, 9 here?
Yeah, 900.
Sure.
Main phase 2. Set this back row. Pass turn.
Well, we tried, folks.
Oh,
we tried.
It worked out!
You want to talk about bricks, buddy? You're over there complaining. When you see my hand that second game, holy shit. I'm also kicking myself because the energy bravery, I think, would have been something that could have unbricked me that I sided out just because of something that I was thinking in the first game. So I might be getting punished for that, but at the same time, it's hard to say in hindsight. I get to go first, and hopefully that will be enough to do it. And hopefully our hand does not look nearly as bad as it did last time.
Oh, wow. This hand is... Oh, my God.
Ooh. Okay. This hand is not bad. All right, so we're going to go main 1.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to run out a Reptilian Scylla.
Okay.
I'm going to set 1 card. And I'm just going to throw it back.
Okay, let's draw for turn. That's an okay one. What would I rather do here? I think I would rather normal summon a Djinn Presider of Rituals.
Okay.
Let's go to battle phase, and I will attack with the Djinn.
We can crash.
Okay. Sweet. Main 2, I will set a single back row and pass the turn.
We'll draw. I guess it is now or never. I will... I guess it's never, actually. I cannot do this, actually, the way I wanted to. Uh-oh! Reading. Who would have thought? I'll set 1 in that case, and I will just pass it to you.
Okay, draw for turn. That's a pretty decent one. Let's normal summon ourselves our good old friend Reptilian Scylla.
There you go.
And let's go to battle phase, and I'm going to attack indirectly.
18 is fine.
Okay, main 2, I am going to set a back row and pass turn.
We'll draw. Okay. So now I have some thinking to do. I think this is probably the better play, so I am going to go for it. I am going to activate Limit Impulse. We're going to try this again.
Oh, we're going for it. Okay.
Molting Escape, attack Pheromones.
Yep.
I will sack one of the tokens for Fortune Lady Earth.
Oh, that's a big one.
She's big, 2,400, and only getting bigger. Let's try for it.
Okay, I will take 600 here.
Okay, and that is going to do it from me. Go ahead.
And draw for turn. Oh my god, I just spent I don't know how many minutes looking up a ruling. There is, fun fact, an official Yu-Gi-Oh!-card.com rulings page for Stardust Overdrive sneak peek from 2010. And
how is that still up?
I don't know, and yet it somehow doesn't have a very crucial ruling. However, the Pojo forums have come through for me. I am going to normal summon Reptilian Gorgon.
Okay, that's
so
fine.
The question is, if a Fortune Lady whose attack is continuously recalculated goes to 0, does her attack go back to normal when her level increases? And it turns out the answer is, since the recalculating effect is made null by the 0 attack, that continues to be true because the level change doesn't change its attack. It's for the same reason that you can't activate some of the Fortune Lady cards during the damage step, because they don't actually specifically affect their attack. They affect their levels.
Okay, so what happens? What does TLDR it?
So TLDR, if I attack into Fortune Lady Earth, I lose a ton of life points, but Fortune Lady Earth does go to 0 afterward.
She'll still gain the level, but she will not.
But will not gain attack afterwards. So we are going to make the attack with Reptilian Gorgon.
So you're going to take
my 1,000.
1,000, yes.
Okay. And we'll declare Gorgon's effect.
Okay.
And that's what I got. Your go.
Okay, so I will draw. Now, what's relevant here is that I still gain a level, and you still take 400 damage per Earth's effect. So that is quite relevant. However, this is also quite relevant. I'm just going to sack Fortune Lady Earth for Reptilian Medusa.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, and, that's fine.
Let's just hit you for 22.
Yeah, I'll take 22.
Okay, and that's it for me. Go ahead.
Okay, draw for turn. I get to do it.
Oh, God.
I'm going to normal summon Tuned Magician.
He's going to do it. Oh, shit.
Going to go to battle phase. I'm going to attack into Reptilian Medusa. Would you like to proceed to damage step?
I guess, yeah.
Let's activate Gemini Booster.
So I'm going to take 300 here?
Yep.
Christ. Okay.
Your go.
We'll draw. An eye for an eye, Robert.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
I will attack.
Okay.
In the damage step.
There we go. All right. That was fun.
Yay.
Glad we did this. This was a good time.
I'm passing.
Right.
Yeah.
Draw for turn. Oh, that's an interesting card. I need one card, and that turns online. Let's normal summon ourselves a Scylla. Let's preclude the possibility that you get yourself another Medusa easily.
Okay. That will die. It's funny because that has 0 attack, but it's a token, so I don't believe
So I don't get to Go-Yo Guard again.
Yes.
Yep, it is your go.
We'll draw, and... I
don't like the sound of that.
Oh, if this goes off, I think I just win the fucking game here.
Oh, all right. That sucks for me.
I will summon Quick Draw Synchron by pitching Reptilian Scylla.
Okay.
And I will sacrifice that for Fortune Lady Dark.
Oh, shit. That is a very strong card.
It is a very strong card. It also is pretty strong when you look in my graveyard and know if there's another Fortune Lady in there for me.
Oh my god, you have Earth again. Yep, that's
Earth's
fine.
Back, baby! Let's go! 2,400 coming to the dome!
I will take 2,400.
You are on 200. You die next turn if you do not kill Earth.
Alex, there is a card in my deck that will immediately win me this game. It is.
Draw your last
I have
pathetic
3
card,
copies
fool.
of it. I have 3 copies of it.
No shot. No shot.
It's not it. Damn it. Oh, buddy.
Concede, buddy. Concede.
There it is.
Oh my god. Okay, so show me what you would have done in the best case scenario.
So, if I had drawn it, which
what's the card? Let's see the card.
Me and not drawing a crucial 3 of in my deck during any of my games. Reptilian Spawn summons me 2 tokens, right?
Yep.
Which I can then sacrifice for Archlord Krystia.
Holy fuck! Holy shit!
But no, the other thing, the other best pairing that we have to name is me and drawing 2 of the thing that I only run 2 of in my entire deck. Oh my god, I am so pissed that that is the card I got.
Deserved.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Oh my god. So okay, so if this makes you feel better, let me show you my hand in game 2, buddy. Okay. So my hand game 2 consisted of this and where are my this was my opening hand game 2. And so now you can see why I didn't have a lot going on.
I understand, for sure, yeah.
If I had a reptilian monster to get with Spawn, you were fucked. But I did not get to that point before you killed me.
Damn it. Yeah, that's fine. So my game 1 hand was double Medusa.
Okay.
And then a bunch of back row. And then another 1 of in my deck, Majestic Dragon.
Excellent. Excellent. I am happy I got to live the dream of Dark Summon Earth. That was like, I said, I'm like, if this happens, I win the fucking game. This is so good and sealed.
How many Darks and Earths did you get?
I got 2 Dark, 1 Earth. So
I
that is
got
a 1
1 Dark, 0 Earth.
Oh, God.
And I was so mad about that.
Yeah.
But, so game 2, the thing I was really mad about is the fact that Reptilian Poison requires the monster to be
go
in
from defense
defense
to attack. Yep.
So I had in my hand the material to make a synchro summon plus a level 1 plus Majestic Dragon to make Majestic Star Dragon. But because Reptilian Poison has to be in defense position, I couldn't do it because I couldn't steal your monster.
You would have become the king of Sealed Showdown if you actually resolved that. That would have been amazing. Oh, I think I would have just conceded the match if you summoned Majestic Star Dragon. Like, what the fuck do I do against that? That's amazing. Oh my god.
The dream was alive. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough.
I knew this episode was going to be hype, and it definitely did not disappoint. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit simplistic, but I mean, Sealed Showdown always is. I felt that there was just so many playable cards in this set. Like, the fact that I was running Limit Impulse, which seems terrible, but I'm running like 7 or 8 tribute monsters in my deck. Like, who cares if I get to pitch 2? If I get to summon a gigantic idiot, and if you can't out it, then I just win the game. Like, I don't care.
That's legitimate. I didn't end up running it because I had a grand total of 4 tribute summonables.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so, yeah, it wasn't going to end up being worth it. I did run the triple Reptilian Spawn because it did both give me access to Krystia and Medusa and give me the potential to synchro into Stardust.
Yep. No, that makes sense. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
And then I had the Hydra, as we saw in game 1. And Hydra is like, I think our Hydra is the best one, arguably, just because it's the easiest to summon. And its effect is quite relevant too. I mean, I could have maybe gotten you for like multiple had the circumstances been different. So when I think I pulled that Hydra in like one of my last packs too. So when I saw that, I was over the moon. But yeah, I never thought Reptilian Gemini Fortune Lady was going to be the move. Fucking Fortune Lady, Dark, and Earth in Sealed are
so
fucking crazy.
Good.
Like
so
Earth just keeps getting bigger every turn.
So you may be wondering why I have 2 Time Passage in a deck that only has 1 Dark and no Earth. It's because the Fortune Ladies I got were 3 copies of Fortune Lady Wind.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Which would be great, you would think, but it has 900 attack.
Yep.
Which does jack all in the face of most things. So, yeah, I did end up taking out the spider webs for this card, and, I mean, neither card would have made the difference here. I also only got 1 copy of Molting Escape, which was a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Me and commons, let me tell you. But
I only
this
got
was
2
really
if
hype.
it makes you feel better. I didn't have a full playset.
I was really hoping to hit the Krystia because the only thing, there is a grand total of 1 thing in this set that outs Krystia, and it is me attacking with Krystia, or no, you attacking with a Gorgon into Krystia. That is literally the only thing in the set that outs it, and then I just draw the Krystia again.
Yeah, I mean, Gemini Spark kills it too. So
that's true.
There's that. I had 2 Gemini Spark in the deck, so I had some removal for it. But I mean, if I didn't have that and the actual monster, then I was just boned. So
that's an interesting difference between your deck and mine. I didn't run Gemini Spark. I ran the 3 Gemini Booster and no Spark because I figured Gemini Booster for most monsters accomplishes the same thing as Spark, but I get to keep the monster.
So my theory was it is just another payoff, and so if you don't have the booster, it's a way to actually clear bigger threats. And also if you have, let's say you have the Magician plus the booster, but then say in this instance, like let's say you went Limit, Impulse, Sack for Krystia, then I can Gemini Spark and just kill your Krystia off. At the end of the day, removal is removal, and so I figured that was worth just having, even if it was pretty optimistic if it was going to go through. And so, I mean, I don't know. It's obviously up for debate, but damn, this episode kicked.
This episode was crazy.
This was awesome.
Basically haven't had a bad episode since, like, maybe Retro Pack 2, but the decks in that were crazy.
I think in 5D's core sets, I don't think we've had a bad episode yet.
For sure.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout out to Shadow1317, Moto, Tim00x3, Cameron Smith, MBT Play Medolce, Chaotic Meatball Part 2, Pony Starks, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, I ship MBT and Simo, Draconic Phoenix the Immortal, Jordan Coons, Iron Bladesman, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, David Liu, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretz, John Two-Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Zerius Business, MBT Caught Injecting His Fairy Lily, Carlos DT, Final Daddy, Valen Jackson, Hornet, Aren't You Glad I Didn't Say Alpha Tribute Ben 10, TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeve stat, Matthew Brady, Max, Twinkle Muncher, Eater of Crayons, Luabon, Yodabon, Helios 515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, MBT funding the Iris with his Rothschild Wealth, that's his Roth IRA, Simping for Simo, Stolfin Amethyst, Nicholas Carpenter, Simo's Harem of Sexy Yugi-Tubers, LGMBTQ, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnel, Stella and Zoa Vermilion, Wonder Waffle, James Keen, Skull Servant, and The Wandering Doomed are boyfriends, MBT cancel by all community soon, cancel by all committee soon, cancel by all players soon, not reading cards makes the game interesting and you know it. The MBT and MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! Stands for Morbin Time, The Undertaker versus Simo and MBT, Dalton, Hunter Reed, Shrug Zyx, The Crystal Beast Enthusiast, ITF, Corvain, Dark Echo, TG Starman, Seamoose Engage, Viso the V, Wacky Waving, Arm Fiddling, Infable 2 Men selling crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk art, and hatformat.com. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.